Hi YouTubers, hi. I have not done a film review in a while, but the film only came out yesterday. I saw it today. I saw the remake of How to Train Your Dragon. Can I say, okay, in advance, Dean DeBois and Chris Saunders are having a really, really good year. First off, if you don't know, Chris Saunders and Dean DeBois did the original Lilo and Stitch, okay? And then Chris Saunders came back for the live action Lilo and Stitch to voice Stitch again, okay? Now they're also wrote and directed, along with Cresta Cowell, How to Train Your Dragon, the original film that came out in 2010. So, interesting, very, very interesting, because obviously Dean DeBois also directed this film, and Cresta Cowell, the author of the book, the original book, How to Train Your Dragon, which I've not actually read, incidentally, she also wrote this. Now, first of all, everyone knows the story. Iron the Berg have a dragon problem, and then Hiccup, the chief's son, chief son of Stoic, voiced by Gerald Butler, basically takes out a Night Fury, okay, the mystical, mythical dragon that no one's ever seen, and it's damaged its tail. It can't fly, so he trains a dragon. Okay, that's the plot. Just the plot. Everyone knows it. Great film. The animated film is absolutely beautiful. The animated film is wonderful, and its live action in comparison is virtually a shot-for-shot remake. A shot-for-shot remake is 20 minutes longer, which is basically also the same time of the live action Lilo and Stitch. What does those 20 minutes? Virtually nothing. Virtually nothing. Was it a sort out? I was hoping for more exploration, okay, of Hiccup, a little bit actually dealing with his trauma. Now, spoilers ahead, okay, because hey, I'm spoiling this the same way, okay, the original animated film, okay. Hiccup loses his leg, okay. A little more maybe the focus of the trauma of that. How old he just woke up, okay, from a coma. I'm not sure how long he's been out for. We're guessing probably about a week. Because in the meantime, they managed to get back to the island of Berg. They managed to start actually rebuilding. So I'm thinking, yeah, maybe a week, 2 weeks. They're actually established. Focus on the trauma. Now he gets over it quite quickly, as he does in the animated film. Now you give the animated film a pass. It was CGI. It's also 15 years ago, and if you watch it, it holds up really well. Incidentally, it's a shot for shot remake. Is a shot for shot remake. And one thing that also disappointed me as someone who's a voice chaser was out of the transition, okay, from the animated to live action, only one actor um came back, and that was Gerald Butler, who plays Stoic the chief. Okay. Now there's some actually positives in this. First of all, I love the diverse casting and how that was explained in universe. Sitting around in the Viking house, the Viking hall, discussing how they are essentially like tribes all came together, came from different areas of the globe, to all come together, build this community, and to fight dragons. They actually formed a community to fight dragons, not as if okay, so it's like that kind of like twisting. This okay, the dragons showed up. They intentionally built this community to fight dragons. So interesting too, because I didn't see any young children as well. Like you've got Hiccup, okay, who's played by oh hold on, I'm gonna get his name. He's a new kid on the block. A guy, okay, called Mason Thames, okay. So interesting too, because he's only 17 years old, and can I give him some respect? He managed to capture Hiccup. Jay Baruchel's performance is very, very iconic. He's basically done it throughout the entire franchise. He's got a very, very iconic voice. He managed to capture the embodiment of Hiccup. For respects, okay, to Hic, also Toothless. Now, first of all, everyone knows, okay, whoever watched How to Train Your Dragon, you take one look, okay, at Toothless, you also see Stitch. Okay, hey, same directors, by the way. So, Stitch, sorry, Hiccup, okay, Hiccup's relationship with Toothless was really, really well done. However, animated Hiccup and Toothless are a million times better. And one thing is this is, as I said before, shot for shot remake. There's nothing new in this, nothing more to be explored. I found it very, very frustrating because I love the animated film. So I full respect to the diverse casting, full respect okay Parker who played Astrid. Now I know she got some backlash because it's a more diverse casting, which is I think is absolutely fine. That is explaining universe. Incidentally, okay, hey, she doesn't look the what you expect from Astrid in a typical like the original film. However, the way I see it, Astrid's voice actress was America Ferrera, so it makes no difference otherwise. I thought she did a really, really good job. Interesting too, okay, is okay. Essentially also, okay, Rough Nut and Tough Nut, okay, were played by Bronwyn James and Harry Trevelyan, okay, respectively. Interesting too is because these actors are in their 30s. It's kids that are in their 30s. And interesting too, okay, is that it's like this little subplot going on throughout this, how everyone, and I mean everyone, essentially, and I'm going to be maybe crass here, essentially it's like they want to bang Astrid. Everyone. Everyone wants to bang Astrid. Everyone, okay, has a crush on her. Even when, okay, Ruffner is basically saying, okay, oh, I'm glad we're together. It's like girl power. I'm like, honey, in How to Train Your Dragon universe, no one gives a crap, okay, about any that kind of stuff because, okay, Gobba, okay, who was in the original voice, okay, was Craig Ferguson. In this is played by Nick Frost. He was a standout to me. Nick Frost was, I think, the best character. Now, Gerald Butler as Stoic in real time. Now, first of all, I love Gerald Butler. I absolutely love it. And the voice, of course, okay, is exactly the same voice. However, okay, first of all, he's out of it for so long. He's not even, like, he appears kind of mid bit and then he's back to basically say to my son, I was proud of you, hey, and now I'm not. And then apologise to you for later on. To me, the standout adult in this was Nick Frost, okay, who played Gobba. Now, interesting too because in the later films it is kind of established, okay, was when Gobba says, oh well, that's why I never had children. Oh, and there's also the other thing indicating that he's gay. I was expecting, okay, hey, maybe they would have like thrown in, I wouldn't have minded whatsoever because it's pretty much established in universe that he is. But this whole thing, okay, about everyone in this essentially has a crush on Astrid. It got a little bit boring after a while. Okay, she did a great job. She did a great job. She managed to really kind of capture the essence of America Ferrera's performance in the original one, and full respect to her. Interesting too, okay, regards to actors, and when I looked at it, I couldn't believe it. Peter Serafinowicz, okay, who, if you don't know, was a dedicated called Sprite Lout, who is Snort Lout's father. Now, I took a look at him, and maybe because I watched John Wick 2 the other day, so I recognise him quite quickly. He plays a sommelier. A film that has both Nick Frost, Peter Serafinowicz. It's like a space reunion. I was expecting Summer Pegg to walk in, right? Because all three of them, okay, were Shaun the Dead. How also they were also in not Hot Fuzz. They were also in Space. So I was expecting a space reunion, and I didn't get any Nick, and I didn't get any Simon Pegg. So anyway, action wise, the action in this film is absolutely beautiful. The action scenes are amazing. The bit at the end with the dragon hive mind, okay, the red dragon, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I didn't watch it in 3D. I watched the first one actually in 3D, but the original animated, but not this. It's it looked beautiful. However, it being a shot-for-shot remake, it's pointless. It felt hollow compared to the original. Of course, okay, two flares, okay, Stitch, okay, they look so similar anyway. But it felt kind of hollow. It felt kind of soulless in places. It was a shot-for-shot remake, and also I don't know what filter they used, but at various points, I swear to God, there's one bit where Hiccup and his father are chatting over the fire. Um, this is when Stoic is about to go and basically look for the dragon, like island, if you will, right? I swear to God, I don't know what filter they used, but it looked animated. It looked CGI animated, but in actually two humans talking. Maybe it was a filter they used or the lighting, but they look like CGI animated characters. It's weird to explain. It is really weird to explain. Now, I enjoyed this film, however, compared to the original comparisons, as it's so shot for shot, with nothing more to add. They could have had more, okay, like, well, essentially, Hiccup wakes up and he's, 2 minutes later, okay, he's now flying, okay, with Toothless. More dwelling on that, more talking to Kay about his mother, more talking to Kay about his past, even some flashbacks. I found this film so hollow. I enjoyed it and it was beautiful. But why do exactly the same thing? If it wasn't to the same problem, fair enough, there's a lot of okay, you've got to go back to Disney. Right, you've got to go back to Disney with this, okay? With their turning the animated films into live action, if you go too far, it falls apart. We're looking at you, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, okay? I actually found boring. I found found what the difference is all over the place. Okay, when you have Southern Night Cinderella, okay, was beautiful to look at. However, I do think it was miscast. However, they captured what made it. Mulan was a goddamn disaster. Lilo and Stitch started off well, however, the changes people didn't appreciate, and the ending has really divided the audience. This essentially took no risks. It didn't even have a chance to go risk. Now, one thing with DreamWorks compared to Disney, okay, DreamWorks has always actually taken more risks when it comes to their IPs. Now you've got things okay, and sadly, okay, they have a habit of making it kind of fall apart. I mean, looking at you, Kung Fu Panda. The first two films are really good. The fourth one I've not watched. I saw the cast. You had to go with stunt cast and celebrities. Same okay with Shrek. Now Shrek, okay, Shrek has had four films so far. One and two, great. Three is a no. Four, however, is good because it did something different. Four was a good Shrek film because it took basically stole one day of his life as the day he was born, and you can see that parallel world of what would have happened. It is a very, very good film. This took no risk. It's live action, but there's nothing to it. You could have changed something, but they didn't. It's like they chickened out in the end. Shot for shot remake, and in at the end of it, it felt hollow. So, to be honest, someone who absolutely loves at least the first one, the first How to Train Your Dragon, the second one not as much because I'm so divided, okay, on Hiccup's mother, okay, what she did. So, essentially, essentially you abandon your premature child to basically be the Jane Goodall Dragons. Yeah, you look very fortunate, okay, your son forgave you, and Stoic forgave you. And I didn't know what they did with Stoic. So, hey, we're going to see that in live action because I did actually read, okay, they're probably doing like a sequel, right, live action sequel. Now, also, Gerald Butler is stoic. Nothing against him. Of course, no, it's Gerald Butler. He's a wonderful actor. However, him as live action, I didn't think it was particularly that great. Yes, he had the voice. Of course, he's got the voice. It's his voice from the original. But I don't know. There's something really off about his performance. I mean, I would have really preferred. Let's get it so we've got his name right. Here we are. Christopher Hivju. Again, I've probably mispronounced that. Who played Game of Thrones? He was Tormund in Game of Thrones. To me, he would have been absolutely marvellous. And one thing that also disappointed me as a voice chaser was there was no other original voice artist cameos. And I thought that kind of cheapened it. Jay Baruchel would have done it. Hey, America Ferrer getting her back. Craig Ferguson, just in the crowd shots. Right. But no. And I felt really, really cheated with that. So Christine Wiig, she was in the original film. She played Roughnut. So that kind of thing. But no, not a single apart from Gerald Butler, original voice artist cameo. Hey, well, hey, got the original directors and writers, so hey, so that's winning, I guess. This just felt hollow. It's beautiful to look at. The CGI work is amazing. The special effects are extraordinary. However, in comparison, it felt hollow. When they're flying for the first time. Now, this was a beautiful moment in the animated film. Okay, especially when Hiccup loses his cheat sheet and he starts to wing it and actually trust in his own instincts. It's a beautiful moment. Another beautiful moment, okay, is him actually bonding with Toothless. And Toothless was basically just like a goddamn cat. Toothless's design was like a cat. So that kind of thing. Like just this little bit where, okay, Hick Hiccup's sitting there just doodling, okay, with a stick, and then Toothless does his illustration. Right. Hiccup starts walking through it and seeing how Toothless reacts. He bares his teeth. He's not happy his art's being wrecked. It's a beautiful, beautiful moment, okay, of trust. They recreated it, but it's not there. Now, I give full respects, okay, to the actor playing Hiccup, of course, okay, because it's all CGI, okay, it's added in later. The same way, okay, I give respects to young actress, okay, who played Lilo and Lilo and Stitch. Indeed, Stitch is a CGI character, and Stitch was great in that film, incidentally. So I didn't like the ending, but still. But this is a shallow, hollow remake. And however, the score's amazing because it's the same score as the original. Nothing, no risk taking, no going out there. Which is a disappointment. They could have pushed it into a new direction, but they didn't. But it does look amazing. However, just watch the original. That's what I'm saying here. Okay, editing nightmare coming up. Sign off here, and bye now.